Welcome to A Funny Thing Called Business. We are 4 business owners with over 30 years collective experience under our belts, sharing the capers and triumphs of running a small business and how we now avoid perilous customer chaos and pitfalls. I'm Clare Whalley. We also have
Darren Langley,
Kate Curry,
Pete Morgan.
Fabulous, lovely. So today we are talking about being the face of your business. So this is all about, stop hiding behind your logo or your laptop and get out there and be visible. So hopefully I'm not kind of leaving people twitching or like running for the hills talking about this, because I know that it's something that we've all had to learn and get over. So let's talk about, those feelings of apprehension, or perhaps you were scared about being the face of your business. Darren, why don't you start? Do you know why I'm picking on you first?
because you mean? Yeah, well, I'm kind of doing the opposite of that in a sense. That for the last 16 years, my business has been my name. My name has been my business.
What's your name?
Darren Langley.
What's your business name?
Darren Langley Web Design.
Okay.
Really imaginative. And now, though, it's changing, and I'm hiding behind the veil of a new name, Gravitas Web Design.
Oh, I didn't get to do a drum roll.
Oh, sorry.
What's the name of your business going to be?
Gravitas Web Design.
Ooh.
Thank you. So, it's ironic that we're talking about this because I'm going the other way in the sense that I was...
Yeah.
But I don't think even when, as Gravitas, I'm going to be hidden because it's still going to be, as you say, the face of the business. And I think no matter what business you're in or what it's called, it's all about people. People buy from people.
Yeah.
And so you can't really escape the fact that you're the face of the business. And, I'm not changing my name. So.
No. How did it feel then? Because you put yourself out, in a big way, didn't you? Because it was your name, the business.
Yeah. But that was more circumstance than planning, because when I started out as a freelancer contractor, I didn't have a brand name. I'm just Darren Langley, aren't I? So I'll just do Darren Langley websites and things. And then it just stuck. And then came time to form a limited company. Well, I'm not going to change the name now. So Darren Langley Limited, that'll do. And then never really got around to changing it, Although I thought about changing it many times and gone through a million names.
Yeah, we've heard. For the years.
Yeah. I thought of one called Google for a while, but apparently that's been taken. Now we're doing that. Now we're changing.
Exciting. So let's talk about how it feels to put yourself out, as in, sharing who you are, what you're about in terms of your business. Kate, how was that for you when you started?
Terrifying.
Yes.
I'd only ever been employed at an agency and never really had to, I didn't even know what networking was. I was never the face of that company at all. So as soon as I started working for myself, I'm like, oh, right, okay, this is all kind of down to me then. And so the first networking event I did, terrifying. Any sort of marketing or, trying to reach out on socials or all that kind of stuff. It was just, everything was just very, very scary because you are the person that everyone's going to sort of judge your company against. But as the years have gone on, I think it's got a lot easier and almost, dare I say, enjoyable to be the face of the business. Because I think one of the things I've really learned is, to begin with, I was almost a bit afraid to be myself and was like, oh no, I must be very polished and professional and oh gosh, don't swear or anything like that. Whereas now I'm like, actually,
fuck it.
Yeah. Exactly. So so it's great to just be able to, I think as soon as you get to that point where you realise you can just be yourself and that is a real benefit to the business. And that's what people are going to buy into, that authentic you. And it also helps to filter out the people that aren't a good fit as well. So I enjoy it. And I also changed my company name from something that had my name in it to something that didn't. And the reason was I wanted something that everybody felt ownership of. It wasn't all just me.
Yeah.
But I still feel like I want to be the face of the business too.
Yeah.
So
You're the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I'm kind of doing both.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because that's the word I wrote down, terrifying, when I was making notes for this. I was terrified of everything in my business at the beginning, terrified of networking, like you, terrified of presenting, terrified of doing videos, terrified of getting onto LinkedIn. Everything. And I don't know. I don't know what it was particularly that got me over it. I think it was just a
It's practice.
Yeah,
isn't
just
it?
practice.
And you feel very vulnerable when you're first doing it, but actually, it's really not that scary.
No.
It's like doing video on socials, which is another thing that I've started doing this year. Loads of video. To begin with, I was rubbish, and I was like, I can't remember what to say. I must have a script. I'm just going to, I'm going to pause this up completely and just say completely the wrong thing. But in the back of your mind, you're like, I'm going to have people being really critical or judging me about it. But I've had nothing but positive comments.
Yeah.
Like, your socials look so vibrant and alive, and the videos made such a difference. And I'm like, I wish it wasn't that bad.
I know.
And now when we're getting the cameras out, I'm like, yeah, whatever. And I'm all like, just sit there, get my leg up on the desk, like, yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, I think if I could have paid someone at the beginning to do all of the things for me, I would have done. And it's crazy because you wouldn't get the results, would you? If you started out in business right from the beginning and paid someone to do all of your socials.
No one's as passionate about it as you are.
I think that's the thing with business. When people hire, salespeople, you hire a salesperson, you think they're going to go out there and get all the sorts of business that you get, but they're just in it for the money. And if they don't get a deal out, whatever.
Yeah, they don't.
And eventually they'll move on. They don't care. They don't have any passion. And you can't bottle that and you can't buy it.
No, you cannot.
Unfortunately.
Pete, how did you feel at the beginning?
Well, it's over because obviously in my previous life, it was all about putting yourself out there. That was, as a radio presenter, you are out there.
So you've got to rein yourself back in a bit.
Well, yeah,
to be the face of the business.
Because obviously when you're on the radio, you give bits of yourself away. You talk about things. So, talked about the fact we got dogs, that was married. And, you talk about those, but you don't go into any kind of detail about it. So what it was just kind of a shift of putting yourself out there. The actual business, Monkey Pants Productions, was actually created back in 2010 when the company I was working for needed me to create a company because they wouldn't sign a contract with a sole trader anymore. So that's always been there. But it was in 2017 when it was like, right, okay, I've got to become this business now rather than it just be a thing. So the difficulty with me was talking about this brand, but making sure that I was kind of the face of it, So, but I still struggle with video because, of course, I came from radio and nobody gave a monkey's what you look like. You were just like, jibber.
Yeah, but you still do it, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I recognise the power of video in marketing. It absolutely works.
So what advice would you give to your starting selves about being the face of your business?
I think get comfortable with it. I think it is practice, whatever you need to do to be the face of your business. Kind of keep doing it, whether it's how you talk to others at networking, whether it's what you do on socials, whether it's how you present yourself. If you're putting in a bid for a tender or anything like that, almost kind of practice those things, keep doing it. So you being the face, so you talk about, and I think we all do this, we talk about the we, when it's kind of just me, but get used to kind of widening it out, but still you're the kind of USP of the business. And I think it is just kind of repetition. It's not funny. There's no gag there, unfortunately, but it's that's the thing that I know. It's like I don't even know the name of the podcast.
It's all in the name, Pete.
Yeah. Bums. There we go. I'll throw that in at the end, just for the cheap gag. But,
My advice would be, similar, learn the tools.
Yeah.
And it kind of is like a bit slapping you around the face. You have to get over it. You have to get over these challenges. And that's what I did at the beginning. And I knew that I had to become good at networking.
Yeah.
And however much I didn't want to stand there in front of a room full of people and say, this is who I am, this is my business, and please don't look directly at me. I had to get over it. So whoever's out there in your circle, to learn the tools, confidence is a learned skill. So find a way to learn how to do it, because no one else is going to do it for you.
See, and the standing up and doing your 60-second thing, it was for me, kind of was relatively easy. My thing was when they do open networking at the beginning of the event, and you have to walk in and you see, you don't know anyone in the room.
Yeah.
And you've just got to walk up and go, hello. And so I've started to just say now, hi, this is all awkward, but I'm having to come in and talk about me, and I want to hear about you.
Yeah.
Because we know, everyone there knows what the dance is.
So,
we're all in the same boat.
I always interrupt people and go, well, I'm really sorry to interrupt you, but I don't know anyone. Can I join your game?
Oh, nice.
And I will just say things like that all the time.
Yeah,
but it's
nice.
funny how we all have different little foibles, don't we, of what is like really awkward and horrible for us. So what advice would you give to your younger self starting up?
In terms of putting a face out there, I think it would be I'd tell myself the benefits of doing that and thinking about, well, yeah, it's really terrifying. You'll feel really
Sorry,
super.
did you say benefits?
Yeah.
Because that's not...
No, yeah, but there are. The benefits come on the other side of the terror.
right, sorry. Got it.
Terror is like this shower curtain that you need to sort of move to one side, and then you're through to this wonderful secret world.
I love
benefits. So that's what I would say to myself. And some of the benefits or things you might not necessarily think about, like finding you've got more confidence in talking to people that you don't really know. Like you feel like you can be more articulate as well about what you do. It's just practicing talking and putting your message out there in front of the world. A lot, most of the people who aren't really going to know you.
Yeah.
But it just helps with your own personal development in so many ways and building that confidence. And I just think that it's such a powerful thing to be able to do, to have confidence when you're speaking about what you do passionately in front of people that you don't know.
Yeah.
Walk into a network group and just go, look at my face.
I'm brilliant. Yeah. And I think, this is something that we all want for our children, don't we? We want them to be confident. And that is a massive word, isn't it? And
it's taken me years, and I'm still not that confident. I don't know if I'd ever be able to call myself that, but I'm a lot more confident than I was.
Yeah.
And I think it's doing all these things and pushing those boundaries and getting my big stretchy comfort zone leggings on that I've mentioned in the previous episodes. They're still hanging around. Yeah.
Brilliant. So, Darren, what about you? Because you've only, if I'm okay to point this out, only just started putting yourself out there on social platforms in terms of you personally behind the business rather than Darren Langley website.
Well, yeah, maybe on socials, but I've obviously done networking for decades.
Yes.
And, I think you've got to kind of understand that you are an asset to your business. You are your biggest marketing asset. Kate's saying there about like the things should be fully, 100% confidence. I don't think you want to be 100% confident, because I think you can be overconfident with these things. I think people get more from from interpersonal relationships.
Yeah.
They know there's flaws and things that are similar, like, oh, you're nervous, I'm nervous. The things that you're saying there in terms of like going to networking events. People buy from people, so if they're the sort of people that are going to like you, and they're the sort of people that you like, then you'll get on and you'll perform relationships, you'll do business. Mm-hmm. If you don't put yourself out there in the first place, you're never going to get a chance to meet those people, make those connections, and then you're relying on other mediums for marketing, like advertising or pay-per-click or something like that. It's a really non-personal thing.
Yeah. And expensive things.
Expensive things. And then it comes down to, well, what are they buying? Are they buying you, the individual? No, because they've never met you.
Yeah.
So they're going to look at your price, and they're going to go, well, you're not cheap enough.
That's wise words, isn't it, Darren? That's good advice.
Oh, right. I'll do that. See you later.
so true, though. Yeah, they're not buying you. They're buying a kind of front, aren't they?
Yeah.
And one thing I learned is about, having a bit of nerves. Having a bit of nerves is good because it reminds you of your passion and what you're actually doing all this for. We're not supposed to be 100% confident 100% of the time, are we? Because
Indeed.
That's probably AI, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've always said if you're not nervous, if you're not nervous of doing something that is a bit out of your comfort zone, or then you're probably doing something wrong.
Yeah.
I always think that's your time to kind of crack on and do something else. Then.
Yeah.
I think nerves are good. That little bit.
Yeah, agreed. So, what have you learned about being you or sharing more of you in your marketing, Pete?
It works.
Yeah.
For ages, images on posts were stock images. And I hid behind the logo and the name, of the company and stuff like that. But I always seem to get more engagement if it's a photo of me, or it's, the post has got a personal note in it somewhere, or, if I, like we said at the beginning, released a bit of me, then that gets more engagement.
So what do you say to business owners who are really resistant to sharing photos of me? Because so many people say that to me. I don't want to share who I am. I'm very private. What do you say to those people?
You can be private.
Yeah.
You're not, it's your face. You're not kind of going, so here's my bank account details. Here's
underneath my shirt.
Yeah, I'm afraid of the dark and clowns. And, you're not doing that. You're just kind of saying, listen, if you're going to do business with me, here's me.
Yeah.
And that's it. You're not kind of giving away state secrets or the farm.
Yeah.
It is just, it's you can still, there's plenty that people don't know about me. There's plenty that we don't know about each other, and we've seen our social posts and stuff like that. And that's fine.
That would be a good episode, wouldn't it? Let's reveal.
Truth or dare. Truth or dare. We're not doing it,
No,
Claire.
that was
Stop. I can see it.
Yeah, cogsmitten, and I was like, I really like that idea, but I also hate that idea.
Exactly. I think you'd enjoy hosting that, but not taking part in that.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Yeah, no. Not happening.
This episode is sponsored by the best-selling book, Marketing for Introverts. Being an introvert and a business owner means navigating the ongoing challenge between needing to promote your business but not wanting to put yourself out there. If you want to run a successful business but the idea of showing your face on your marketing terrifies you, this is the book you need. Written by marketing consultant and introvert Jenny Proctor, the book takes you through 5 straightforward steps to understand your introvert superpowers and use them at the heart of your marketing. By the end, you will confidently and successfully be able to promote your business in a way that fits with your strengths and values. Don't use introversion as an excuse. Buy the book that Freelance magazine described as close to a perfect blueprint for marketing with integrity as you will find. Head to Amazon and search Marketing for Introverts.
So, Kate, what have you learned about sharing more of you in your marketing?
I've learned that actually the less polished that you are, the better the engagement.
Yeah.
The more content I'm putting out there, the stuff where we're kind of, well, we've recently this week put a post out with our bloopers, all the outtakes
Yes,
for
I
the
love
videos.
the bloopers.
And everyone loves that. And then all the really
Course, yeah.
polished, the pop, it got more
Yeah.
likes with all the
Yeah.
mistakes than the polished one that we put out the week before.
Yeah.
That's the flaws and the personality thing that
Yeah.
people connect to.
People love seeing behind the scenes what's really going on.
Yeah, and I think that is one of the biggest lessons really, is that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be completely flawless.
It's better that you're not.
It's better that you're not. Yeah,
Well, it's good because none of us are we?
because we're all human, aren't we? And
Yeah.
who wants to work with
Well,
somebody
speak
who's
for yourself.
perfect? I can't surround myself with perfect people
No.
because I'll be just like, well, no, you just It's like you want to go and sit next to the fat person on the beach, don't you?
Right.
I've never thought about that.
Right here. What? Oh, well then. Oh, I see. I see where we've gone now.
I like seeing the people when you're leaving holiday and you're all tanned and the really pasty white people going on like, yes, the newbies have arrived. Let's go stand next to them without hands.
Let's go look good. Yeah.
I had to learn my own voice. I think that's kind of what we've been saying, haven't we? You know, rather than trying to pay someone else to do it, I had to learn, you know, how I wanted to sound on socials. And rather than you getting my full weekend self, you don't want to see that. It was finding a nice balance between this professional, polished look, which I kind of thought I had to be at the beginning of my business. I thought, well, business coaches, you know, they behave really seriously. And, you know, I think as I started when I was 30 as well, I felt really young. So it's been really nice to find my own voice on LinkedIn, and I was going to say other socials. I'm not on any others anymore. So
Would we see Weekend Clare in our Truth or Dare episode, do you think?
We all had a picture in our heads then of what Weekend Clare.
Exactly. To be fair, mine was mainly just more likely to have a glass of wine in her hand and a bit more sweary.
but that's exactly it.
Oh, well, there you go. We don't need to be a Truth or Dare now.
I had a Batman costume in my head. I don't know.
That girl, maybe. Darren, what about you? What have you learned from sharing more of you in your marketing?
The people don't like it. No, that you can overshare.
You've lost all your friends.
That's what he looks like.
Forget that. Well, I mean, talking about, you know, a bit of both what you've been saying, Claire, what Kate's been saying, in terms of projecting an image that's not too polished, overly polished, but also being professional. I think one of the things that's helped me, you mentioned that we're kind of doing it more on social, is that we do, and we've all done this, had a professional photography done by the right person who can capture your kind of essence. And that has really helped me get over the, I don't want to put photos of myself on it.
Yeah.
I still have to run them through AI to, you know, make them look a bit better, but...
Yeah, put the filter on.
No, that's it, yeah. But no, it's, that's really helped me to kind of just be like, well, at least it's a good photograph, you know, if nothing else. It may have me in it, but at least it's a nicely taken photo, nicely composed.
Yeah,
And,
I think that's a key part to it, isn't it? You know, lots of businesses might be going, oh, well, I've just got, you know, stock imagery and I don't want to share that.
Yeah.
You know, it is well worth an investment, isn't it, to get comfortable and confident with your materials to put.
And also, once you spend the money, you're like, I best use these photos.
Yeah, I've got to use it now to get my investment back.
I think it is just the fact you look at the photo, well, it's a good photo, you know.
Yeah.
Regardless of the subject matter.
Which reminds me, when I was first networking, I had a business card that would horrify Kate because it was paper thin and it had...
Did you print it out?
It was from...
one of those machines at the motorway services. Remember those?
Might as well have been. But my logo was dice.
Okay.
Gamble your future.
Exactly.
It's totally wrong, isn't it?
You
But
might
at the
win,
time,
but then...
I thought, that's brilliant, dice. And that's what I was handing out.
What was
and of course I started to see people going, yeah, this is rubbish.
Can you remember what the top faces of the dice were?
I think there were 2 6s.
Okay. Yeah, that's all right, isn't it? That's okay. That's more...
Not like a 1 and a 2.
Yeah,
What would that
or
have
snake
said?
eyes.
Snake eyes, yeah.
Snake eyes, what's that?
1 or 2 ones.
Oh, okay. What would that have said?
Well, I just think it's... I don't think that gives a great sign, yeah.
It's a score in craps, isn't it? So it might just say that you're crap.
There you go.
I'm going to have to check now, back on it.
Gambler Darren there. We know what Weekend Darren's like.
Yeah, I watch a lot of movies about Nick Cage. And
Yeah.
So what's the biggest challenge you have now around being the face of your business? You know, as our businesses have evolved, are there some challenges that come with it being you as the face?
Yeah, I think there's a challenge to come where, you know, if you want to step away from the business a bit more, have a bit more of a, semi-retirement, shall we say, perhaps, something like that. That's kind of the bit that makes me think the business is too reliant on me as an individual. So that's something that isn't kind of an issue at the moment, because there's no chance of me stepping away from the business anytime soon.
But at some point it might
But at some point, so it's something that I'm kind of conscious of.
Yeah. What about you, Kate?
Yeah, I suppose that is, I do agree, that is probably one of the downsides, depending on what you want to do later on with your business and how you're going to sort of exit from that. I'm trying to get the rest of my team to also be the face of the business.
Yeah.
That's my sort of way around that. Yeah. I suspect curse me a little bit for it, but actually I think if I'd been encouraged to do that at their age, at that stage in my career, how much better would I have been? How much would I have learned? So I do really try and encourage, we all need to be the face of the business, everybody involved in it. So,
and of course you do know that it's going to be really good for them, isn't it? For their personal, professional development.
Yeah. So I do try and do my motivational speeches occasionally, but you can see they're just going, I don't want to do it. But I'm like, you'll love me for it one day. Well, they'll be like, hey, thank you so much for putting that shower curtain away and shoving us through.
Yeah.
So I think that's my plan with the business, that we all sort of share the brunt of it, being the face of it. And
Yeah. See, I'm lucky enough that I've got a couple of people who help me with the marketing, and I wonder, they write some of the posts, not all of the posts, and some blogs and some press releases, and I wonder if you can tell who it is, whether it's me, whether it's Katie, whether it's Maribel. Right. But because we've been working together so long, and they know my voice.
Yeah. I just assumed it was all Katie and Maribel.
It's not. But maybe that could be a thing.
Yeah.
What about you, Pete?
Maybe we need to do an episode on kind of ending the business, because genuinely...
I think that's next month.
Oh, brilliant. That's perfect, because I genuinely just expect to just turn the computer off on a Friday, not turn it on a Monday.
Well, it's funny, I've just had a client retire.
Yeah.
And she made the decision. And I said, how did it feel? And she said it was just the best thing coming off LinkedIn and all the socials. Literally just come right off it. And I was like, oh my God, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. And I think my problem will be, the kind of emails I'll get from clients going, are you around at all at the moment?
You're out of office, I'll just be on your...
Absolutely, constantly. The office is now closed.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah.
No.
I'm just looking forward to deleting all the files off my desktop that we collecting over the past.
Save it for next month.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, yeah.
We're getting all,
preview.
We're getting all dreamy now about retirement.
Well, the chat. I think being the face of your business, because it was about challenges, wasn't it? And about
it was, yeah.
Yeah. I think it is the challenge to be consistent with it, and it keep being the face of the business, and not thinking, today I don't want to be the face of the business. Yeah. I'll just put the icon, I'll just put the logo, but knowing that.
But that's okay, isn't it? To do
I think it on very occasional, but I really try not to do it, because I know and I can clearly see it just doesn't get the engagement unless the post is, here's a new logo, here's some, I think it's gotta be me. It's gotta be me, because I think if you put something else that isn't me, then the engagement isn't going to be as much, and people aren't going to make that connection with me, which is ultimately making a connection with the business.
That's a bit of a compromise if you don't really feel like being the face of your business. Just doing a gorilla costume or something, so it's still you, but your face is...
To be fair, I do
have got a horse's head.
I have got a horse's head. I've also got
that's perfect.
I've got a monkey glove puppet as well, so they could do the post.
We need to see that, Pete. Yeah. We need to see the monkey glove puppet. Yeah. I wonder about Richard Branson's posts compared to Virgin posts, because you see him posting not that often, but frequent enough.
Yeah.
And he must get so much I wonder what it is comparably to Virgin stuff.
I saw a post from him the other day on socials, and I think it was an AI one. It was him and his voice talking about sign up to this program and you could be as rich as me,
That doesn't sound like him, does it?
No, it really wasn't him. And it's like, so there's been the face of your business, and then
that's probably,
other people can
scammed,
they could take your face and you can get AI to make you look like you're talking.
That's a very real problem, isn't it?
It's a very real,
has happened,
and it's a very real opportunity as well. If you do hide behind the face of your business, you can become an AI avatar instead. But eventually. They are pretty obvious at the minute, let's say.
Yeah.
But that is...
Well, I think they're any obvious in terms of what's been fed for them to say, like the Gareth Southgate one.
Yeah.
When that was a funny one.
And like you say, Richard Branson going, you could be as rich as me. That's not how Richard talks. He's
but Katy Perry at some awards her mom thought it was her and it wasn't.
Yes.
So,
and I know a lot of people were taking in the Taylor Swift supporting Donald Trump.
That
was one which the Taylor Swift's people have just completely debunked it. And indeed, as we're talking this morning, Taylor Swift has come out in support of Kamala Harris and said that's who she's going to be voting for. So that's definitely kind of nailed down.
But there's lots of content for those types of people, and the celebrities, and that AI can draw on to use. So when it comes to yourself as an individual, you have to kind of put a lot more in to get something half decent back out again.
Yeah.
But that's either an opportunity or a threat.
Yeah. But we've still got the voices, haven't we, to debunk them, like you said. So what's been the one best outcome so far for sharing more of you in your marketing?
I had a client come to us and say, I saw one of your social media posts and I don't know why I worked with them in the end. But they said...
remember the question, this is your best outcome.
Yeah, which is business.
Okay,
I got business out of it. But they said it was kind of a backhanded compliment.
Oh, okay.
They basically were like, so they'd heard me speak on something. It might have been a podcast episode I'd done or something like that. And they were like, you look better than you sound. Okay. So, but what they were saying was when they saw me, they were like, oh, yeah, this is someone I can do business with.
No,
but when they heard me, they were like, who is this thug? Who's this Gallagher brother I've got to get past? So, yeah.
That's good. Kate, what about you? Best outcome?
It's when you start to, I suppose, like Pete, really, where you start to see the benefits again of what you've been doing with putting your face out there. So when you meet somebody like, I've heard of you already, or I've seen your social post, and you don't actually know them, and you think, it's working.
Yeah, it's helping people to connect the dots quickly.
And not only that, but like properly remember me and the business and everything as well. So that's a real win for me. Yeah. Although sometimes some people say, I think I remember you. You do panic a little bit, going,
oh God, what for?
What have I done? That's for that podcast. What the secrets you don't know about me?
The truth
all there.
Yeah. So I think it's that really. It's when you start to go, right, it's been a lot of hard work and a real challenge, and you've got to really get over yourself to be the face of your business, and overcome a lot of your insecurities and your fears. And then when you start to see the positive effect it's having with getting your name and your business out there and building your reputation, I think it's that feels really good.
Yeah, win-win. Yeah, it's helped me to grow my confidence massively. It helps me to be a much better, more rounded coach because I walk the talk. I don't ask clients to do anything that I wouldn't be prepared to do myself. And I kind of knew at the beginning that if I had any challenges or insecurities, I had to get over them because I couldn't help my clients in the same way. So that feels like a massive win to me because I've got rid of a load of insecurities and things that I might have had years ago. And now I'm like, yes, I can do that marathon.
Yeah. But I remember when you started doing video as well online.
Terrified.
I remember that, and I remember you saying that to me, and I was like, "Oh, she'll never stick it out." But you did, and then like, for years you were telling me to do video, and I was like, "Oh, I don't want to do video."
Yeah.
And now I'm doing it as well. I'm getting better at it. I'm like, but I think we've got to get over ourselves and just put ourselves out there, and the confidence that comes from that is really worth the pain.
Yeah, and you have to create this ripple effect, haven't you? Because you're now telling people, do video.
Yeah.
It's good. Darren?
I mean, for me, the benefits, again, on the lines of confidence, because when I started doing networking many years ago, the 60-second thing, the standing up in front of people, talking to a room full of people was a real, barrier from, like it is for most people, fear of public speaking.
Yeah.
But this was before I got married, and then I'd been doing it for a few years, and then by the time it came around to getting married, doing the speech, not the best man speech, the groom speech.
Yeah.
It was just like, well, it's just like another room full of people.
Just sort of pitch your website.
At the end of it,
DarrenLangley.com.
Oh no, wrong one.
Where you're married to a website.
The amount of business I got out of that event, I tell you, paid for itself.
So true though, isn't it? Because all of this for your business just gives you so many kind of life. What's the word I'm looking for?
Life
Affirming.
Yeah.
Life experience.
Yes, life experience, all of that lovely stuff. It just helps you feel happier and better outside of your business as well. So it's all good. Guys, that has been a great chat. Thank you for sharing your vulnerabilities. And hopefully we are inspiring people, business owners, maybe, even if you're at the start of your business or you're 10 years in and you're, worried about putting yourself out there. I promise you, nothing bad's going to happen. What's the worst that can happen? Has anyone had anything bad happen through sharing?
Not that I haven't completely blocked out. No.
Well, there you go. I think we can finish on that. So for our lovely listeners, please share, subscribe and review so our fellow business owners can enjoy, be inspired and always keep focused on the fun side of business. Ooh.
This has been a Monkey Pants Productions podcast.